Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. So today is Wednesday, January the 20th, 2021. As you guys know, they had the inauguration day for today. Um, so, you know, like I said last night, it feels a little off. But just because I mean, I just feel like everybody, so many of us has visions about um Trump staying in office. There were so many people who had the same vision. So I don't think we should just put that aside and be like, well, God changed his mind. I think we have to pay attention, guys. God doesn't give visions so that it doesn't come to pass. I mean, it's coming from the Lord. So I think it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. I feel like, it wasn't just one person like far away who had that vision. It was so many people. And one thing you can say, you can say maybe it was just wishful thinking in our part, but so many other people had it, so many other people. And normally I personally don't talk about prophecy and visions like that. And I was led to speak about it in a couple of my videos, so I think we should stay tuned. um I God has a reason for everything, and he reveals what he's about to do. And a lot of people had visions of Trump staying another term. So we can live our life by what we see. We walk by faith and knowing that whatever God says is gonna happen, it will happen. God doesn't say, you know what, never mind. Let's go on. Like I just don't believe that. I just don't believe that. So we'll see. I feel like we should just stay tuned. Um, but I was, in the positive side, I was happy to see things turning out to be, calm. Um, you know, Nothing crazy going on and things like that, because it's at the end of that, it's safer, it's good for the nation, good for everybody who was out there protecting you know the establishment and the people that were there, the new president and the everybody. So I was happy to see that it went smoothly, with nothing crazy happening. But we learned so much from this. It revealed a lot. Once again, it revealed. I mean, I'm saying once again, like 2020 revealed so much, and going through this election process revealed a lot, what people standards are, because we are so quick to judge people from. I feel like a lot of people. Here's the thing: people put you in categories, and I learned that at a very young age. Um, Let me see if I can explain it. So I didn't know, guys. It's gonna sound so weird, but I feel like I became Dominican when I entered this country. Um, because you get a label, and everybody say you have an accent, where you from, and out of nowhere you're Dominican, right? And then when you go visit family in the Dominican Republic where you're from, you are the American, because now you mispronounce some words and things like that, because you're living here now for a while. So it was just so strange. People put you in categories right away. Like, we are so quick to judge people, and the problem with that is that we don't move from that. We don't move from that. You remember what they say to Jesus? Isn't this the carpenter's son? Isn't he like Joseph's son? And we have the brothers and sisters here. People put you in category. They don't think you move from that. So I feel like what happened to the President Trump was that people heard a negative interview, a bad comment that he said, and that was it. And it's so crazy how in the times that we're living in, people have zero tolerance. They have zero tolerance. I feel like, they crucify him for something that he might have said 10 years ago. And then you have a person like the new elect president, who, if you have done your research, has a history of repeated offenses. And that just, people give him so much grace. So much grace, so much, yeah, go ahead. No, we're completely going to ignore that. And I'm saying people, including Christ-believing people who should know better, because when you are changing laws to allow the killing of new unborn babies and not putting like labels in bathrooms and things like that, we should, as Christians, we should be paying attention to everything like that, and stop basing our voting on emotion. I mean, guys, emotion, if you live your life based on an emotion, you're gonna make mistakes up and down, because at the end of the day, you gotta do what's right. There are times when, just to give you an example, let's say, like the other day I got food delivered, right? And this guy, I cannot make the directions more clear. He was late and he went to the wrong location, and I had to go back to work, and I was so upset. But I'm like, you know what? It's so not worth it. I was so ready to go online and put a bad review. I was not gonna tip him. I was like, this is so crazy, and this and that. Like, we need to, it's just, sometimes you have to take your emotion aside for things, because guess what? Your emotion change, your feelings change. Okay, it's like watching a movie. At one point you're laughing throughout it, and 5 minutes after you're laughing, because that's what feelings are. So you have to do what's right. I was so ready to just die. I was so mad because he was late and he went to the wrong bill, so I had to come out and everything and find him. So upset. I said, do these people don't read and things like that? I was so upset. But like, do you think I remember what happened like 10 minutes after? No, I went back to work and it was just a regular day. So thank God I was able to control my emotions and my feelings at that point, that I didn't go on a rant online and completely destroy that restaurant because of one simple mistake that anybody can make, because we're all humans. And these days I feel like people are not giving grace to nobody. People don't give grace. People crucify you, and that goes back to, that's what I'm saying. Like, this year, 2020 reveals so much about people and where they stand, and going through this election process, because I feel like so many people at home, so many people looking for a change, and a lot of people too, guys. To be honest, a lot of people also looking to point a finger. Who caused this crisis? So why are we still in lockdown? Why are we still wearing masks? And why my kids are still not going back to school in person? Why they're still at home? Because parents can say, I'm not a mom, nothing like that, but parents can say things like, oh, I can't wait for them to, I can't believe, we're still in lockdown. I just can't wait to get my kids out of the house. Like, those are your kids. Like, are you kidding me? The times that you will have to go to work and drop them off at school and come back for dinner time, and that's it, and that was your time with them, and then perhaps in the weekends you had to go to work still. Like, people, and I'm saying people because just looking at everything that this pandemic has revealed on us says a lot about where we're standing. And like I said, everybody's looking to point the finger at somebody, and somebody who's so public and perhaps had some type of decision making in everything. Put the mask on, don't put the mask, close the borders, things like that. like this was so new, and this was thrown out like that. And when people want you to fail, they will do anything in their power for you to fail. So like at this point, it is what it is. So God gave us a vision. We believe it. And it's gonna be God's decision no matter what. So we just gotta keep moving forward. Like I said, the sun will come out again. God knows everything, but it's just a little hard to see a lot of Christ believing people just basing their change, I guess you can say, or basing their decision and their comments that they use on what they're feeling at the moment, and not looking at history and track record of people. And that's, that I think that's the bottom line. I think I learned a lot from that, because you have to compare things that happened to you in the past. For example, you have a track record at your workplace. You have been an excellent worker. There's nothing that they can find on you that is gonna make your boss fire you tomorrow, right? But you get a new boss, and that person just looks at you and completely hates you for whatever reason. And now they are into a plan attack to create stories and things that you make to make you look bad in front of everybody else who thinks you perhaps are a good employee. So based on that, and based on their feelings of maybe perhaps insecurity, it could be anything, guys. Jealousy, insecurity, for some odd reason, they gather, like I was saying last night, they gather negative emotions. Negative people. They'll gather other people to fall into that, because when you're gonna go against somebody who has a good track record, you want to make sure you have people backing you up, right? So they go into a plan of attack to get you out, no matter what, and based on what they're feeling, not based on your track record as a good employee. And people follow through with that based on what they're feeling at the moment. And I feel like that's exactly what happened to the president, but God is in control no matter what. God knows what we need before we even ask. We as Christians, we should just standing on His promises. Keep praying for this nation. People can say now after watching this video that perhaps I'm not giving grace to the current president right now because of what he done in the past. Yeah, it's a reoccurring thing. It's very clear. It's all over. It's all over the internet. You can just research it. Two, look what the plans are coming up. I just saw the press briefing, the first one from the White House, and look what's coming. Stop just basing major decisions on what you're feeling in the moment. There's a phrase that goes out and says, don't make permanent decisions on temporary feelings or something like that. You have to be so careful. Like, people think the fruit of the spirit control is just about food. You have to control yourself. Like, stop, if somebody cuts you off in the highway, you want to raise them up and and make sure you get up to them. Like, just don't stop reacting so strongly based on what you're getting at you. Learn to ask God. Maybe that will stop you from making a bad decision. If you have the time to just say, God, how do you want me to deal with this situation right now that I'm facing? So that's what it is. I feel like, once again, people base their opinions on the emotion that they felt, looking for somebody to be blamed. Why are we still in lockdown? Why are we still wearing the mask? Why are the cases going up? And God sees all of that, and God doesn't like injustice. So that's what I'm saying. Stay tuned, guys, because we're about to see the power of God manifest. There's nothing that goes unnoticed from God. Nothing that is done in dark is going to be kept in dark. It's going to come to light, and it's going to be revealed. So that, you know, we just have to just keep the faith up and keep believing God is in control. Obviously, you know, don't ever stray from that, because that's what life is all about. We know that God is in control no matter what. So thank you guys so much for watching my video, and if you want to learn more about me, you can visit julisadesigns.com. And if you want to check out the stuff that I make, when it comes to, you know, fashion and jewelry, things like that, visit julisadesigns.com, or you can follow me on all my social media at Julisa Designs. Thank you guys so much. Have a good night. God bless.